My favorite age is now. Welcome to April 2022, Part 1. For the month of April, I am focusing on my feminine energy. I think this is the favorite chapter of my life because I'm so open to being a woman, to be more feminine. A woman in her organic feminine essence is gentle, but not weak. She's convicted, alert, strong, even in her gentleness, remaining anchored in her value and holding her frequencies required to infuse her integrity and purpose into the world with grace. She feels safe to soften into herself, the world, and God. Instead of falling into a pattern of compromising herself to align with distortion, projection, and external expectation, she lived from her naturalness and remained rooted in her true essence, femininity, and heart. I found happiness in it, and I hope you do too.
It's not Grandpa's house. Where are we going, Kate?
We're going to the cat house.
We're at the tang house. Where are we going now? Aquarium. Good job.
Yeah, that's a bird.
This is my dog. It's okay. I got this. And it's
For example, do you notice how my husband is the one buttoning the girls up and putting in the car seat? Normally, I would be the one doing that. I would do everything and he would sit in the car and just wait, and then he would drive. In any event that we go to, I would watch all the girls, take care of them, and have no fun, and he would go out and mingle and just hang out with the boys. Instead of not enjoying myself and hating every event I go to and seeing it as a chore, I decided it was time I took my power back. So instead, I sit in my car and I tell him, you go button the kids up. After you do this so many times, then he realized it's his job. This is the transfer of masculine energy. A man is supposed to be more protective. A man is supposed to take notice and be more aware of his surroundings. But he can't do this if you're going to do all the work for him. So for me to reclaim my feminine energy, he also reclaimed a lot of his masculine energy. Masculine to who? To me, his wife. And for you, to you, the wife of the man that you want to be more masculine, to be more dominant, to be more protective, to be more of a husband, instead of just being a man to others. Does this feel familiar? When everyone tells you what a catch you have, what a wonderful man your husband or your boyfriend, your fiance is, but deep inside you're not happy because you don't see the same man they speak of. A person could be a great person, but they could be a terrible partner, a terrible husband, a terrible boyfriend to you. Why? Because your needs are not met. Your love bucket is empty, and you continue to sacrifice and give up in order to hold on to a relationship, and in that same way, you're going to lose yourself. You're going to fall in that trap of going through every day with people telling how they envy your life, how they idolize you and your relationship and all that you have attained together and how wonderful you guys are as a couple, but you know deep inside you're not happy. And that unhappiness will spew into your relationship, and you'll have many petty fights that turn into big fights, and then you just sit there after wrecking each other completely, wondering, how did we ever get here? I'm someone that believes in living my life to the fullest, to be happy regardless of what job I choose or who I become or where my life leads me. What was most important to me was happiness. And when I realized that I have attained everything, and I mean every single one of my goals, and I'm still not happy, I realized the problem is me. In order to get to my goals, I've given up so much of me that I felt burnt out. I felt like I was lost. Burnt out as in, I don't see me anymore. I don't see that flame. I don't see that girl that wanted all of this. What was all of this for? If achieving all this, and I still couldn't find happiness. Looking back, January had to happen. It just had to. Because I feel like if January did not happen, it would have not brought the problem onto the table for my husband and I to fix. February, March was so healing, not just for our relationship, but for me internally. I was able to relit that candle, that flame that was once burned out. I was able to make it grow, and the more I grow, the warmer I feel, and the more me I feel. And I think my fire is my feminine essence. And restoring your feminine essence can only be done through a process of softening, something that goes against most self-development practice, as we are usually taught to strive and do more to reach a result. The process of softening is very different. It happened internally, with the first step being to become aware of the conditioned masculine-led pattern and protective mechanism that we've been taught as women to take on in the world. Without becoming aware of this pattern, a protective barrier is formed around the heart, the place where the feminine essence is sourced. It's by accepting that becoming aware of these patterns that women can gently dissolve them and allowing their true feminine essence to rise. And by dissolving these patterns, we allow the purity, gifts, and the value of the feminine soul to be felt, seen, valued, both within ourselves and in the external world. When we took the girls out today, I made sure that my husband was going to watch one of them, that I wasn't going to watch both, and that he'd go and enjoy himself. The reason why I did this was so I can show him that this is the work that you have to put in. This is the work I have to put in double in order to watch our kids. I want him to really see that hanging out with the kids, answering their question, isn't as easy as it seems. After the event, on our drive home, I was able to talk to my husband to get into his head. I wanted to know how he felt with spending time with the girls, and when he said that he enjoyed himself but he was tired, I simply replied, now imagine me doing it at every single event, every single time, with both the girls. Most people will never be able to realize how heavy your load is until they lift it themselves. So this experience, I wanted him to lift it before he assumed it's super easy, just because I can make it look easy. None of these experiences were meant as punishment, because remember, as partners, if your partner grows, you will too. It's not about being right. It really isn't. If you want someone to empathize with you, show them, but don't be a bitch about it. For most of our lives as women, we're taught to desire what society and the expectation of others tell us we should. We then spend our life unconsciously figuring out how to get these desires, looping us into a masculine-led matrix of constant striving and remain dependent upon the approval and validation of the world. To a woman with a natural feminine essence, this loop feels empty and futile because she innately knows that this isn't where her true fulfillment lies. Yet because this is how much of the world is operating, she becomes more and more doubtful about her yearning to find deeper truth and a sense of fulfillment. She pushes aside her internal longing for what seemed more logical and likely to fit in with the expectation of those around her. And slowly, she forgets about the desire of her soul. When I was pregnant with Kaylee, I had my sister-in-law that took care of me day and night. She was so masculine that I was able to find a lot of my feminine energy. Little by little, my feminine energy woke me up at night and made me question everything that I've gone through. And in finding that energy, I was so curious and I was so happy. I never want to let it go. And it started developing more and more. And after Kaylee came to life, that was when I wanted to explore that energy. The issue with me finding out this energy that made me happy was my husband. Just because you're ready for a change doesn't mean he is. He was so conditioned to a particular me that when I wanted to be this new me, he wasn't very receptive toward her. And I love her so much. I was willing to bet my relationship on it. That's the thing with finding who you are. You're going to love who you are so much that it doesn't matter who you lose in the process, because you know that this is who you are meant to be, and this person makes me happy. And little by little, as he reclaimed his masculine energy, he realized that everything I asked for was never too much. I was never too much, and nothing I asked for was demanded. It was well deserved. And on my path to find the me that I forsake in order for me to be who I am today, in the same time, he found him. The man that fell in love with this woman that he also let go of in order to become who he is today. After we got married, our roles changed way too drastically, and we weren't ready to fill into the shoes that we were given. And along the way, we had to put away so much of who we are just so we can fit into the roles or fit into the pairs of shoes. Now that our feet has grown and it fits, we're back. You know what time it is? Do you? Do you? It's new nails time, and they are long. Oh my gosh.
So I pulled up at one of the property because I had to grab the keys from one of the guy, and an excavation guy pulled up behind, and he noticed my car was blocking the driveway. So he was like, "Hey miss, you're blocking the driveway. Is that your car?" So I said, "Yes, that's my car." And then I looked at him and goes, "And this is also my house you're working in." And you can see the embarrassment in his face. I'm like, "Give me a minute. I'm just grabbing the keys and you can have the driveway back."
And the beat drop.
When people ask me why I don't want any more kids, they ask me, which one was the hardest one, which one was it? My mother-in-law's kid was the hardest one.
The vibration of being who you are and doing what you love is magnetic. You will align everything you need in your life with that energy. And that is the energy I am flowing on right now. I want to do what I like, I want to create what I like, and I like to live my life how I want to. Femininity has so many layers, and I believe that what you choose to see in me is a reflection of you. And I can tell a lot about a person by what they choose to see in me. You have to always remember that you are the value. You are the gift. You are special. Never allow yourself to feel so low that someone who also doesn't feel good about themselves take advantage of your weak moment. This insight is meant to lift you higher so that you can release the energy of needing external validation to feel worthy. Once you discover this inner love flow, you'll never again get caught up in those state of losing yourself in something that doesn't have long-term benefit. When someone hasn't discovered their love flow, they'll start to attract other people who haven't made that discovery. The whole point of attraction is to show you the reality you create. And if you don't like what you see, you can go back and recreate it. Anyways, I hope you liked this video as well as what I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being a subscriber, and check out my last reel. If you enjoy these videos, don't forget to check these one out as well, and I will see you in part 2.